Giannis is a monster. He is the MVP this year again. He's going to be a three-time MVP. The Bucks defeat the Nets 120 to 119 in one of the best games of the year, game of the year candidate. Incredible stuff. KD and Giannis going at it. Giannis ends up with 44 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists, monster stat line. Chris Middleton gets ejected on a foul on a fast break. He only ended up with 16 points. Brook Lopez had a terrible game. Drew Holiday did decently. But it didn't matter because Giannis is the truth. Giannis is the man. There's a lot of people that have been talking. A lot of people, doing his name dirty. I'm looking at you, JJ Redick, saying that, it was Embiid, it was Jokic, it was KD, and then in the next group over, it was Giannis. That's just asinine. That's ridiculous stuff. Giannis is the best player in the world. He's the best two-way player in the world. And he's a monster, man. He's a monster. He's improved every single year. He could have won Most Improved the last 3 years to go along with his MVPs, to go along with his Finals MVPs. This guy is ridiculous. The fact that he scored a step back three to send the game into overtime just goes to show you the ridiculousness of this man. Like, he does not stop working. He doesn't settle. He keeps getting better and better. And then 2 clutch free throws in overtime when free throws used to be like just last playoffs. They were like clapping. They were distracting him in the playoffs because he couldn't make his free throws. And now he's raised his free throws to a respectable level. It's not so much of a liability anymore. He could step up in pressure moments and make those free throws. Like, man, this guy, he's so inspirational. The way his story is so crazy, from being like a mop boy, mopping the sweat off the court when he was in Greece, and being drafted in the first round by the Bucks, looking up into the banners and saying, man, maybe in 10, 15, 20 years, my name could be there, up there with all the greats. And now he's the all-time leading scorer for the Bucks. He's duking it out with KD. He has 5 straight wins against KD. He's about to win his 3rd MVP. In my opinion, he should win it. It's just crazy stuff. The Nets and the Bucks, super entertaining game. I hope the Nets make it through the play-in and they get to play again. And I don't think the Bucks will duck away from anybody. I don't think Giannis, Middleton, Drew Holiday, any of them are built like that. I think they're like, a lot of pundits are saying the teams at the top should try to lose, try to get that 3rd spot to, prevent any possibility of playing the Nets in the first round of the playoffs. Dude, I don't think the Bucks care, man. They're built differently, man. They have the championship pedigree. They're the reigning champions, and they have the biggest weapon in the NBA, Giannis Antetokounmpo, unstoppable force. There's nothing you could do to stop him, and he's only getting better. That's crazy, just crazy stuff. And for the Nets, man, the Nets are lucky because they're almost in the same spot as the Lakers. The Lakers, being so terrible, have kind of taken some of the news, the shockness away from the Nets. Obviously, Kyrie not being there for a lot of the season kind of took some of the attention away from them too, and the whole Harden trade and stuff gave a lot of reason for them to be this low. But even then, they should not be this low. I don't really have a lot of faith in the Nets. I don't have faith in the roster other than Durant and Kyrie, and then Seth, Goran Dragic, Patty Mills. They're old. Patty Mills had some good games, but he's been struggling. Andre Drummond, not really much of an impact. Bruce Brown, he's pretty good, but I don't trust Steve Nash either. He's not a coach that draws up plays. He's kind of just like, I don't want to be rude, but he's kind of just a puppet. He's kind of just there to keep the vibes good. It doesn't really seem like he's coaching too much. But honestly, I think the Bucks repeat this year. I think Giannis is hands down the best player in the league, and I think the West is going to be pretty tough. It's going to be pretty tough for any team to make it to the finals. They're going to be kind of beat up, and I do expect the Bucks to take care of the East and get back to the finals. And then whoever comes out of the West is going to be a very tough. It's going to be a very tough finals. If we get a Suns versus Bucks rematch, I would not be opposed to that. The Suns have been great. They're like on 65, 66 win pace right now with a couple games left, and they've been missing some players too. But overall, like I just want to come on here and praise Giannis Antetokounmpo for that game against the Nets. I know it was a back to back, and I think the Bucks got smoked by the Clippers the next day, but it didn't matter. Giannis, Middleton, Holiday, Lopez, I think almost everyone sat, so like that game was irrelevant. But it was just great to see Antetokounmpo get his praises for being the all time leading scorer for the Bucks. And that game versus the Nets was just ridiculous. It lived up to all the hype. It was hyped up like weeks in advance. Bucks versus Nets, especially when Kyrie got cleared to play and all that good stuff. Giannis making a late push for the MVP, beating Embiid earlier in the week, going against KD. Like just he's cemented his MVP case, and I hope he wins his third one, man. I'm such a big fan of Giannis. He's probably my favorite player along with Luka. Those are my two favorite players in the NBA right now. And there's just not enough positive things I could say about Giannis. He's had a great season, and man, I hope he wins. I hope the Bucks repeat. And for the Nets, I do hope they make the playoffs because it'll be fireworks. Whoever gets them in the first round, Kyrie and KD against this would be the hardest. I know a lot of teams were calling the Blazers of 2 years ago, the ones that played against the Lakers and the Lakers gentlemen sweep them. They were calling them the best 8 seed ever or something like that. The Nets will actually be the best 8 seed ever if they're the 8 seed. Like to have to go up against KD and Kyrie in the first round, that's tough. But go Bucks. I hope Giannis repeats.